Shama-lama, rama-lama, ding-dong, baby,
Welcome to the first off-season episode of the 2025 Hollywood League of Fame. Training camp has started. The juices are starting to flow. It is 7:50 p.m. on July 27th, and I got my boy, Cram-a-Lama Ding Dong, coming in hot. Gonna be co-hosting the pod this year. Let me get my screen on here. Cram, just some ground rules with off-season pods. You know, this isn't as tight format as you may want. I know that you're a tight podder, but you know, we lay back a little bit. It doesn't mean we don't have to go hard into the paint. We got a lot to go over. We're gonna go over the whole NFC. We might break it into a few episodes, but how was your golf round today? Let me ask you that first.
The golf round. You know, first of all, I'm going to say it's good to be here. Happy to be co-hosting this year. I think that'll make a big effort in everything we're doing. Golf today. Let's talk about golf. Got my career best front nine. We got out today, Amherst Country Club, Mean Cole.
Yeah.
Shot a 44 on the front nine.
44 in the front.
Little rain, overcasty, but nothing too unmanageable on that front nine. And that turned into the not-so-great back nine, started downpouring rain, took a 9, took an 8, was getting pretty pissed, wanted to throw my club over into the river.
This isn't the biggest bag over the head punch in the face I ever got. God damn it! Son.
I got a little drop opportunity here.
But yeah, you know, got it back together. You know, it stopped raining. You know, missed a birdie putt on 17, took the parred out in 18 to finish with a 51 on the back, 95 overall. I'll take it. Breaking 100 this year has been my goal, and it's been happening. And I beat you. You had a 97. So that's all.
Well, that's actually something I wanted to bring up because, you know, Happy Gilmore 2 came out this weekend. I was feeling a little goofy out there on the back nine. That specific back nine that you mentioned that you were doing terrible in. There was one specific hole where you were looking for your ball on the left side. You had obviously hit it deep into the woods. And I had grabbed a ball from the cart and threw it onto the side, baiting you to say if that was your ball. And you came, oh, this is my ball, when I had thrown it from the cart. And you used it as your ball that you had lost, that you thought you had found.
How the fuck? I hit the same ball, though. So obviously it's going to be the same ball. They're from the same sleeve. They're all the same Callaway.
You knew it was gone. You knew it was gone.
How would I have known?
Shame on you.
If it was a different type of ball, then I could understand it. But I play the same ball, so
it had to be
they all
a
have the
different
same
ball.
line. You know what's funny is, though, thinking back on that, I was very confused that I couldn't find that when I was looking, and you just quickly found it. So it all comes together now.
In all reality, you were having a meltdown. I was like, this kid needs a break.
If I took a drop there, that would have added a stroke. That would have been a 96. I still would have got you by 1. So
yeah. No, that was a good round.
That's funny though. I did. Now that I'm thinking that, I didn't hear it. It just appeared out of nowhere because I was looking for a while.
Yeah.
But no, that was fun. Glad we got out.
Thing. But yeah, one thing I wanted to make sure that we went over is we got to start farming. Me and Cram just did a little bit of drop talk. We're trying to farm some more drops and off air. We did this off air, and we want some. I'm looking for some Aussie drops. Got to get some Aussie drops, some Hulk Hogan drops, and then maybe some Happy 2 drops. But I don't know.
I think the Aussie drops and the Hulk drops, just for the recent news and stuff. I think that's some. We definitely need to have some of those available.
And they're great drops. I mean, they're fucking 2 fantastically quotable people.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't have the Hulk saying "Yeah, brother," and then we're not really.
Yeah, we're not even a real podcast at that point.
No, we're gonna get that locked in, guys, for everyone in this who's listening. We'll have that all locked down before our in-season pods start.
Oh, of course. But yeah, as far as the off season goes, this is a time to prepare, and what we're doing today is preparing and using the Pursuit of Excellence packet, the official WTEAFP podcast, POEP, Pursuit of Excellence packet. All right, this is what Beal used last year to fucking win a title, and he sucked all the good info from me, But I'm doing it again. I'm doing it for everybody this year, just like I did it last year. But really, I sent over the actual goods to Cram, so he gets to read right off the fucking front and react to all these notes. So, Cram, if you don't have anything else, I'm just going to get right into it.
I think that works.
All right. The winners. God, fucking Beal won the title and the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl. Crazy. Nick Sirianni. He lost Kellen Moore to the Saints, his offensive coordinator. He hired Kevin Patello. Just by the way, I'm starting with coaches, then offseason, then questions that arise from this. So this is the way that I get into every team in the offseason and make sure that, I have the bases covered as far as what has changed. And through that, I absolutely explode with 19 pages of info. So you guys, Cram, you as well, tell me if this is crazy or not. But I think I'm not crazy. I think this is good stuff. But anyway, back to it. Nick Sirianni, he hired Kevin Patullo, the passing game coordinator, since 2021. This is what scares me. Lowest passing percentage attempts, 41% in the NFL in the last 3 years. This guy isn't, because he's a passing game coordinator, you might think, oh, they're going to fucking pass more. No, they haven't passed. They still won't pass. In the offseason, go ahead.
When you got a guy like Saquon Barkley running the ball, I think that's a good reason to have only 41%. So another upside for Saquon for this upcoming year.
Yeah, and Jalen Hurts runs it and shit, but I don't know. Beal has always said, he's not really that good of a fucking passer. So I don't think you're going to get a year where he, has wide receiver 1 and a wide receiver 2 with A.J. Brown and the youngin, Devontae Smith. But that's just me. Off season, we got the draft. They reloaded on core, but nothing really much after that. They extended Cam Jurgens, their center, 3-year extension for Braun, their linebacker. They lost a right guard, Sweat and Slay. But the questions that came up right after checking all this shit out is, can Saquon hold up again? He had 345 attempts last year, 2,000 yards, 1,500 lifetime touches. It's fucking crazy. 28 years old, age cliff, right at 30 there. He's had some pretty brutal injuries. Out of 36 seasons of this particular statistic, of 300-plus touches, there were 7 repeats with 300-plus touches. So out of 36 seasons, every running back that has touched it 300 times, there's only 7 repeats with 300 touches the year after, and 4 of them were CMC and Derrick Henry.
I do see Saquon probably getting over. I don't know if he can stay healthy. I think that's every year.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's not necessarily these people weren't given the opportunity to get 300 touches again. It's that they get hurt.
Like, I think if he has, with the Giants, he was not staying healthy, and I think definitely getting that new offensive line with the Eagles has helped him. But if he can stay healthy, I see him getting just as many attempts this year.
He's that good. He could break it. There's literally no one else behind him either. It's fucking A.J. Dillon back there. So
yeah,
there's absolutely scary.
No one else.
So is A.J. Brown worth taking at the turn? He's going pretty much early second round right now. 2024 stats have dipped. 67 receptions, 1,079 yards, 7 touchdowns. 2023, 1,006 receptions, 1,400 yards, and 7 TDs. Then 11 TDs in 2022. So his pass run ratio, 15-year low in 2024 with the Barkley edition, just fucking hurts him. Hurts isn't really an elite passer, man.
And you got to look, A.J. Brown missed 3 games last year due to injury, so we got to think that hopefully he stays healthy, but he is getting older, and you got to start thinking about those things with guys like him.
He had under 3K yards last year and 18 touchdowns. That's like, how the fuck did this guy win the Super Bowl? It's fucking crazy.
I know. Devontae Smith kind of became that sneaky wide receiver, too, in a lot of leagues for people. I wonder if that'll be kind of a similar situation this year.
And they got us hangovers or Super Bowl hangover, so that shit's real as well. And isn't Saquon on the Madden?
He did get. Did he get the Madden cover this year? I think so. Yeah, with that jump, it's that picture of him doing that backwards 180 hurdle.
I don't know. Are you confident taking him at 3?
I am. I just, honestly, last year, I think I told you about this. I could have taken him at 11 last year, and I passed up on him for Kyron only because I just can't get over Jalen Hurts getting all the touchdowns from the 1 yard line. It just turns me off so much about it. But clearly, it didn't fucking matter last year, and I should have picked him, but I just can't get that out of my head. Even this year, it's like still deep down, like, is it? He just gets so many snipe touchdowns, and it's such bullshit.
They got enough going on, man. They got enough going on down there. But let's move on to the New York Giants. There's a lot going on. Brian Daboll is still the coach, calls the offense. No real change there. But the offseason, they got Russell Wilson, 1 year, $21 million deal. So prove it year with Russell Wilson. Jameis Winston also on the team. Very important to know. 2 year, $8 million. Way less, but 2 year deal. Drafted Jackson Dart out of Ole Miss. Traded up to 25 to get him. He's 6'2", 215 pounds. Good college stats. Smooth touch. He's potential. Drafted Abdul Carter with the first pick. And they also have Brian Burns as well. That was sick on the Panthers. Drafted Scadaboo as well. Questions. Ceiling for Malik Neighbors. He's going at the end of the first round right now. He's an amazing rookie year. 1,200 yards, 109 receptions. They fed him. 7 TDs. That's decent numbers. Fucking all time for a rookie. Depends on the quarterback. So, I mean, that's where it comes into play. Russell Wilson, Pickens only had 103 targets, but he only had 59 receptions, 900 yards, and 3 TDs. Obviously, there was Fields in there for 6 games or whatever, but 3 touchdowns for Pickens. And those numbers don't look good, but holy shit. If Jameis Winston gets in, because if Russell Wilson sucks, which he does, right?
Yeah, I was just going to say, why is that guy still playing football?
Right, so if it's Russell Wilson, say the first 4, 5, 6 games and they lose 4 of them, then they'll probably still feel a little too scared to put in Dart so early. They might sit him all year regardless because they paid $21 million and $8 million for these other 2 guys. So it seems like Dart won't actually start. Maybe until super late if they're actually out of it. But then Jameis Winston had Jerry Jeudy get 90 receptions for 1,200 yards, 4 TDs. He's like, if Jameis and Malik Neighbors can fucking jump on the same bus, dude, that is sky's the limit. Number 1 wide receiver potential.
Think about it. Who Malik Neighbors had that great? Who's his quarter? Tommy DeVito, right? Who was the quarterback last year with him? Like,
it was everybody, but it was
right?
also DeVito was 2 years ago. I think it was reliably Daniel Jones, and then he left in the offseason.
Yeah, either way, I think Russell Wilson sucks. I would hate for him to be the quarterback for Neighbors, but I do see Winston. I don't know. He played pretty well last year.
Yeah,
so
$21 million is definitely not a lot, but it's not nothing. So
yeah, they're not paying him that to be a bench guy. That's for sure.
Right, that's for sure. Backfield split. Tyrone Tracy, 5th rounder. He was actually pretty good last year. He's 5'11", 109 pounds, 834 rushing yards, 6 touchdowns on limited touches. Runs really well. Super powerful. But they did draft Cam Scadaboo in the 4th round, 5'9", 215. His senior year, 13 games, 293 attempts, 1,700 yards, 5.8 a carry, and 21 touchdowns, dude. 45 receptions for 605 yards and 3 touchdowns. So, like, he can catch really well as well. Tracy was a beast, but there's something to be said about having Cam Scadaboo in there. Did you watch the college playoffs last year? Did you see that game versus Texas?
I don't. The name doesn't sound familiar, but I did watch a bunch of those games, but.
So he pretty much put Arizona State on his back and almost won that game single-handedly. He's got the Napoleon syndrome, dude. He's always pissed off. He was 5th in the Heisman voting. I mean, he's not a schlub. But I think it's a split backfield. Personally, I'm not too thrilled with either of them. But
I would avoid Giants backfield at all costs.
Yeah, Washington Commanders. We still got some Dan Quinn over there. Cliff Kingsbury, offensive coordinator, high tempo, 28 points a game, decent offseason. Running back room stays the same though. They got Robinson. They added Laramie Tunsil. They traded a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 7th for Laramie Tunsil. So they're protecting that quarterback. Traded for Deebo Samuel as well, 1 year, $17 million. But he's also on a $71 million deal that's getting paid for by the 49ers, so they paid for him to go. Ertz inks a 1-year deal. They also drafted Josh Connolly. He's a fucking beast, offensive tackle. I really wanted the Ravens to get him, but he wasn't around. And then they drafted a 4th-round wide receiver speedster from Vermont. Yeah, any questions about the offseason? They also have some serious drama with Scary Terry McLaurin. They're like, I don't think he's holding out, but he hasn't gotten a contract, and he's pretty pissed about it. He's like said publicly that he's pissed.
I know. I would love the Pats to get him. There's never know.
I guess, but they're cooked without him. They're absolutely cooked. They have to sign him. They're pretty much fucked. Because they don't have anyone else that can go right into it. Is Debo cooked? He's 29 years old. Don't love that. 51 receptions, 670 yards, 3 touchdowns last year. Injury history is super high. It's one of the highest. I use Draft Sharks. Shout out Draft Sharks for all my off-season injury shit. They like compile it all together and do their analysis and spit out a bunch of percentages on injury risk and whatnot. And he's one of the highest that I've seen in the entire offseason. He's just had a lot of injuries on his legs, left leg specifically. His 2024 tape, he definitely lost a step in his right to left. Still seemed like he could outrun people, but his shiftiness is gone, and that was kind of his whole fucking thing. So I don't really love that. So that's why I think they're grasping for straws. They have to pay that fucker.
Surprisingly enough, Debo only missed 2 games last year. I thought it was more. I just checked, but yeah, only 2 games. But it did seem like he started games and didn't finish them. I feel like there was definitely more than those 2 weeks where he was not full potential for all 4 quarters. And
yeah, and it's been that for a few years now.
Yeah, he's kind of a bitch.
Yeah, I wouldn't rely on him. All right, last one. NFC East, Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer, son of legendary coach Marty Schottenheimer, calling offenses since 2006. His dad was a run-first guy, Big Marty. Tendencies of getting the best out of QBs, apparently. Everyone fucking says that. But he has a shot with the Dallas Cowboys this year. Offseason, 12th overall, offensive guard from Bama, so they're trying to get that meaty line back. And they also got the Pickens trade, which is interesting enough. And they brought in some RBs, super bunky. But Devontae Williams and Miles Sanders, free agent pickups. And they also drafted Jaden Blue in the 5th. So they have a hodgepodge of boys. Javonte, we can get into the questions here. But, yeah. Can the Cowboys offense return to fantasy gold? Prescott coming off injury, CD coming off injury. Solid wide receiver 2, decent tight end options. If the ground game can work, they'll be putting in some points. I don't know. What do you feel about the Cowboys offense?
So every year, I feel like on paper they look like they should be a playoff contender every year.
Right.
And for some reason, between injuries and coaching decisions, every year they fucking choke. And it's just hard after so many years in a row of the same forte that it's just, you think it's going to be the same thing. Either Dak's going to get hurt, CD's going to get hurt. I don't know. I like to think that this team, every year I go into the season, I think they should have a good team that's going to be in the playoffs. And there's always something. They must be the unluckiest team in the NFL. Something always happens between someone getting injured. So it's tough. But like at that 3rd pick, like you're saying, for me, like I like CD Lamb. And it's going to be a tough decision. If Dak can stay healthy, he can stay healthy, but the dude's a stud.
Well, 2 years ago, Dak and CD won people titles. And so and last year I picked that stack and it bit me in the ass. Not only were they just bad, but that I remember obviously I'm watching a lot of those Cowboys games last year, and I was watching a heartless team. I mean, I blame Mike McCarthy for a lot of that. He's a piece of shit as far as I'm concerned. But that team was soulless. They didn't really have a defense, and they didn't really have a run game. And so their offense was just going back and trying to throw to CD. But I think the Pickens is like a shot in the arm. To have CD, have somebody else, like those two could fucking cook. It really depends on the offensive line and if they can get anything out of these running backs. So
they need to get something out of it. If they can't play action pass like they haven't been able to the last 3 years, then like you said, you can't pass it to CD in double coverage.
Yeah, and they're not taking care of Parsons, who hasn't gotten a deal yet. But who is going to win that backfield? We got Jay Williams, 25 years old, 1 year, $3 million deal. Cheap as they come. Dominated in 2023 until a full knee ACL, MCL, PCL.
Yeah.
Brutal fucking injury in 2023. Last year, 500 yards, 4 TDs, 50 catches. Year 2 should usually, I mean, you would know this more than anyone else I know, but year 2, apparently the ACL seems to be better than that next year coming back. But
still a scary thing to have, knowing they have that. But I know they always seem to come back, not losing too much in steps. I don't know.
And it's such a thin margin, so that looks pretty scary. And then Miles Sanders, 28 years old, 1 year, $1.6 million. He had 1,011 in 2022 with the Eagles, and then poof, out of nowhere, last 2 years combined for less than 1,004 touchies. Last 2 years. So he is off his game. He's pretty much a piece of shit, which leaves everyone, you would expect, okay, this rookie coming in, Jaden Blue, 5'9", 196 pounds. He's mostly a pass-catching shifter, sub 4.3 40, super fucking quick, 730 yards, 8 touchdowns, 42 receptions, 368 with 6 touchdowns. So he will be locked in as your third down role at least, but I mean, with what's in front of him, like, can this guy? I mean, he's the beginning of the Achane debate. It's like, oh, he's too small. 5'9", 196. He's small. He's shifty. He gets hit 3 times in a game, and he's fucking out. So there is some risk there, but definitely some upside. I just don't. There's not really a path where Miles Sanders comes out of the fucking blue. The only thing is either they all suck, or Jaden Blue takes over the fucking role. So. I
know it's another mixed backfield that really, like, you're not going to draft any of those guys. I'm not starting any of them. Like, there's just, that's what they do every year. They're going to use all 3 of them equally, and no one's going to get points. No different than Dowdle and Zeke and everyone else they have last year.
Yeah, buddy. I don't know. I think they're due for another rough year. Just with the run game and the defense, they can't fucking put a team together in the backfield there.
Yeah, and I don't think they really did much to bolster their offensive line going into this year, so I don't think there's going to be much difference with that. They're still not going to have the greatest people to run behind.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. But I will press a drop, and then we will go into the NFC West. NFC West. Seattle Seahawks. I like me some Seahawks just because of my boy, Mike McDonald. Came from the Ravens, defensive coordinator, hell of a guy, defensive guy. His offensive coordinator, Ryan Grubb, goes to Alabama as their offensive coordinator, so he lost Ryan Grubb, didn't like him. Brought in a Kubiak. Clint Kubiak comes in from the Saints, who he was there last 2 years. McDonald, quote, "We want the offense to mirror our football team, a.k.a. they're going to run the rock." That's what he wants. O-line had trouble protecting Geno. And they brought in Sam Darnold, who struggles against pressure. So they're going to need to figure that out in the offseason. As I said, Sam Darnold, 3-year, $100 million deal. He had 4,000 yards last year, 35 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. 102 QBR with the Vikings last year. Super high numbers, but a lot of people are giving those accolades more to the coaching than the actual player. We shall see. They also drafted a third-round Jalen Milroe from Alabama. No real threat because of the contract. $100 million, they're not going to switch on a dime, but something to note, you got a runner back there. They also, 19th pick overall, guard Greg Zabel. Excellent pitcher. He's 6'6", 315 pounds. Dude's a monster. Instant upgrade at offensive line. They want to move bodies on that offensive line. Questions? Can JSN thrive in a new system? And Kupp comes in. I didn't put that on there. I'm sorry. Cooper Kupp comes in for 3 years, $45 million. Comes back to his home state to retire. He's 32 years old. Played 9, 12, and 12 games in the last 3 years. 61 receptions on 100 targets, 710 yards, 6 TDs, 2024. So he's fallen off. He's 32 years old. I ain't worried about it. I don't know about you. What do you think, Graham? Is he old or what?
Oh God, Cup. Hate him, love the guy, hate the guy. I did totally forgot he went to the Seahawks, but I do think him next to DK, and then now you got Jackson Smith, Nick Jigba.
Whoa, easy there.
I think I think those three together is definitely going to be a tough three to cover if they're all out together. I definitely think Cooper Kupp is older, but I think between DK and Jackson Smith, I think they're going to take
So DK Metcalf is now on the Steelers.
Oh, Steelers, shit, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, I didn't put that in the offseason. I didn't get the.
Shit, yeah, I forgot about that.
And they lost. Who's that speedster that they've had on for fucking 1,000 years?
Tyler Lockett.
Lockett's gone too.
Yeah. Oh shit, I forgot. Yeah, DK's on the Steelers now.
So it's really JSN. They think the world of this kid just by the offseason moves they made. They traded DK.
Ugh.
And they got rid of this old ass motherfucker in Lockett. But that's my real question. JSN.
Why get rid of an old guy like Lockett and bring in another old guy like Kupp? They're like the same guy right now.
They just got Kupp on a
slot receiver
deal. And he's a vet, But I think they're just going to rely. That's why I think JSN could be interesting. And can he thrive in this new system? Kubiak is a run-heavy team defense first kind of guy. Kupp taking similar routes as the argument seems, I don't know, pretty surface level given the fucking actual abilities of the two. Second half top 10 stats. So this is for our boy JSN. Only one touchdown, but he got top 10 stats in yards, routes run per fantasy point, route run per receiving yards, and in games. So he's a late round second safe bet, I would assume. He's going in like the third right now, but I think he's gonna be a player. He's gonna be a reception type guy. Bunch of receptions, and Sam Darnold, he needs somebody to throw to. I've loved him since college. I think he's a great player. But I think the Kubiak intro is something that brings this fucking running back room into play now. So we have your boy, Kenneth Walker. You love him, you hate him. He had 573 yards last year, 7 TDs, 299 in the air, and 1 TD. Already hurt in camp. It's his contract year, though, so I'm sure he's going to do everything he can to play. And then you got Zach Charbonnet, 569 yards, 8 TDs, 340 yards through the air, 1 TD. It's like the exact same. But Zach Charbonnet, a little bit beefier of a dude. Kenneth Walker's smaller and shiftier. But Zach Charbonnet got top 5 in yak and top 3 in first down percentage. And my gut is telling me that your boy Kenneth Walker, even though he has got all the fucking touch and lightning in the world, he just won't stay healthy, and they're going to pound that rock with Charbonnet. So I think he's going to be a good little late draft steal. Do you have any other?
Yeah, I mean, being run heavy, I think they're both going to see ample touches. I think it's like you said, it's just a matter of Kenneth Walker staying healthy, which he hasn't done. Last year he missed a bunch, and Charbonnet stepped up. So I think it's going to be a pretty split backfield if they both stay healthy with how much they run. But I think it all comes down to, is he going to stay healthy or not?
Yeah, it doesn't seem likely. The Los Angeles Rams head coach Sean McVay, obviously no change there. Offseason drafted Terrence Ferguson, tight end out of Oregon, second round. Jacquez Hunter, running back in the fourth round. Devontae Adams came into town with $27 million guaranteed, 2 years. They lost Cooper Kupp to the Seahawks, obviously. Doubled down on re-signing a Stafford, 2-year, $84 million. There was talk of him retiring, actually, before that, but he got an $84 million deal. 37 years old, 17 years in the league. 41 touchdowns in the Super Bowl year in 2021. and he's dropped down to 20 last year. Jimmy Garoppolo as the backup. Questions: is Puka worth a top 7 pick? Because I am at 7 and I cannot decide.
Absolutely not.
He had 1,406 in his rookie years. PCL, he sprained in week 6 in 2023. 2024, still had 990 yards and 3 touchdowns. Devontae Adams comes in, like I said, but touchdown vulture, obviously. Aging QB. He's got some injury history. Yeah, I don't know. You seem pretty strong about that. Why are you so down on Puka?
I'm not down on Puka, but just a top 7 pick. He's nowhere near a top 7 pick.
He's going there right now in ADP. He's at like 7, 8, 9.
I don't know. I wouldn't pick him in the top 10, but
Wow.
he's a second-round receiver. I don't think.
Well, let's go to your boy Kyron Williams. Is he still a bell cow, second-round talent? In 2024, he had 1,300 yards, 14 TDs. Can't get much better than that. Not a receiver, though. And then they have Blake Corum, 58 carries, 200 yards. People are all worried about that, but it doesn't seem like they give a fuck. And then they drafted Jaquez Hunter. They traded up in the 4th. He's 5'10", 212, 440. 4.4440. And, yeah, I mean, how do you feel? You had him.
I thought he was a stud. I think he still is. I think he's still got a few good years. Blake Corum definitely is a good backup, has some good carries, but no, I would take Kyron in the late first, early second round again, for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I think I picked him with my first round pick. I think I had back to back though, right? Was I?
Yeah, you were close. If not the end, you were close to the end for sure.
I had last pick, and I got him, and then. But no, I think.
Then you got Marvin, who we can bring up here in the next one. Head coach Jonathan Gannon, 42 years old, 3rd year. He's 12-22. His offensive coordinator, Drew Petzing. Both of these guys are fucking goobers, it seems like. Cardinals were top 10 last season in rushing, passing, pass blocking, yards per play, 3rd down conversion percentage, 1st down per game, and red zone percentage somehow. I didn't really realize that. Completely shocking, but that's what they were. New O-line. They got a new O-line guy out of the Ohio State Buckeyes, like a new coach. He's apparently a legend. All their offensive line is returning, and they added some depth and a 6th-rounder. They upgraded their defense big in draft and free agency. No big splash offensively, though. Team-wide consistency went from 3-12 to 8-9 last year. Could be a year 3 jump. My questions: can Kyler Murray provide top 5 performance? He finished the 3 and the 4 in 20 and 21, 12th last year, hurt the year before. He ran for 571 yards last year and 5 touchdowns. Has run for 811 in 21, getting him that number 4 finish, but it was a different coach. And he has 2 elite weapons. Do you think Kyler Murray can provide a top 5 finish?
Well, when he ignores his rookie phenom receiver every game and never throws him the ball, no, absolutely not. The dude never threw the ball to Marvin Harrison. He just runs around and then throws incomplete passes or gets sacked, and that's why I traded him to you.
yeah. And then I watched the first game and I was like, God damn it.
I had such high hopes for him going into the year. Like, just dude,
Yeah.
the kid's a stud. And then you watch the game, and it literally, you just want to tear your eyeballs out. With he had so much separation, be wide open, and Kyler would not even look at him. Doesn't even give him the time of fucking day. He's looking at who's number 14, that dude, Wilson, or their slot, their little second.
Oh, yeah. That speedster, yeah.
But the dude was like, I don't know. He literally just ignored him, and I hate him. Hate them both now.
Yeah, I'm writing this down just because I want to fucking remember it this year. I need to watch a game with the person I want to trade for before actually trading for them.
Yeah, because it was just he had that.
I mean,
one,
like you can look at the stats and you can watch the highlights of those games, but watching the game and just seeing how the offense is run, I would have been like, nah, dude.
Yeah, I don't know if it was maybe like play call. All their play calls have like their first look. Maybe
Right.
they didn't want him to have. He knew they wanted him to kind of. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't the first look, but I don't know what Kyler was doing. He had Marvin Harrison had that one good game week 2 or 3 that was like 2 touchdowns that you thought like, all right, this is how it's going to be, and then it was just goose egg a couple weeks. Just the dude did not have any balls thrown his way.
Yeah, I do think that does change this year. I'm not too bullish on him. He's going in like the 5th or something right now, but
I'd probably take him late, 5th round, like that far.
Like I think he's definitely worth a shot.
I took a gamble on him and took him
early.
I think I had 12th pick, so first pick in the second round. He was trending late second round, and I took him. I went up and got him. Took a gamble on it, and it did not pay off. That's for sure. But you don't win this league by selecting the next best guy in the draft. You got to take some gambles and some risks, and that was just one that didn't hit.
Yeah, how would you know?
I just explained it.
About winning, dude. Come on. This is your year, though. You're coming in. You're doing the work with me right now.
I know. This is it.
Let's get into the running backs, because is there still tread on James Conner? I always think about this getting into old running backs who had big attempts the year before. He's 30 years old, 107 games played, 1,361 attempts, 5,970 yards. Last year, 16 games, first ever, 236 attempts, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Had a nice second career with Arizona. 4 years now with Arizona. Second in the last 2 years in PFF run grade. It's fucking crazy. But Trey Benson's behind him, drafted last year. He has 63 attempts last year, and I actually did like those 63 attempts. I watched some film on him. So I do, Connor, he had that 16-game season. Beal rode his ass all the way to the playoffs. But I do not like the stability of Connor coming in. He's like a 6th, 7th rounder, has all the consistency labels on him right now, but he's had a hell of a workload, and he somehow got 16 games in with a horseshoe up his ass, and I think this kid, Trey Benson, might be a decent late flyer if you want to go with a running back. But yeah, the only other one to talk about, besides we mentioned Marvin Harrison, is Trey McBride. Is he worth a 2nd-round pick? 3rd-round pick he's going now. 2nd round, it's first Brock Bowers in like the mid-2nd. But is Trey McBride worth a big round pick? They paid him $43 million. 2024, 111 receptions, 1,146 yards, 2 TDs. He's got some TD plus regression coming for sure if Kyler can fucking throw the ball and they design plays specifically for him. Certainly some Kelsey-esque vibes. I was trying to prime from Sam Birch last year, and he wouldn't budge, but that dude's a fucking beast.
I have a hard time. Oh, God, any tight end in the 2nd round, I have a hard time. Like, unless they've proven themselves like Kelsey did year after year after year.
Yeah.
Taking McBride in the 2nd, I just feel is kind of a reach. I know, like, he is a stud. He had the volume last year. He couldn't get any touchdowns because his quarterback blows. But I don't know. And even taking Kelsey, like, there wasn't many years he was going in the 2nd. He probably went 3 years in a row in the 2nd. That was in his prime. Like, after he proved himself 3-4 years in a row, you knew. But to take a sophomore guy coming into his 2nd year, I don't know. I think it's tough. I mean, someone might want to take that gamble, but I would see 3rd at the earliest for this year. Any tight end besides Brock Bowers is not worth it till later on, I don't think. Unless you can get Brock Bowers, I wouldn't really be wasting an early pick on a tight end. I'd take any of the mediocre guys later on. They're all mediocre at this point, it seems, from that position.
Yeah, that's the thing, though, is if you can get that differential position player, I mean, that sometimes can be the difference. But I get you. It's tough with the draft capital.
Brock will be that guy. Kelsey's no longer that guy. I don't know. I just don't think Trey McBride's that guy yet. If he proves himself this year again, he gets those touchdowns up, then going into next year, I think we're having a different conversation. But
yeah, that's true. And same with Brock Bowers. I mean, he's going early 2nd round sometimes. And
it's his sophomore year too.
He had prolific. And I think he's definitely a little more consistent with
Yeah.
Gino down there and whatnot, but it's
You also got
still,
to look at, there's a year of film on these guys now. So these teams are going to start to kind of see their tendencies, and that's always
Right.
tough also. You got more film to be able to
sophomore
study.
slump.
Yeah,
Do you have the Pursuit of Excellence packet in front of you by chance?
sure I do.
Do you want to do the 49ers for us? It's a big one.
All right, yeah, let's do it.
Go for it.
Been to the San Francisco 49ers head coach, Kyle Shanahan, has been. That's not changing. Big offseason moves for these guys. They've lost 9 of their starters that were from last year. Offensive line, some changes. They lost a right tackle to the Chiefs. The right guard went to the Packers for a big deal. Trent Williams is coming into his 16th season.
Yeah.
Debo's gone. Elijah Mitchell's gone. Jordan Mason's gone. So really in the backfield, you got CMC and then Garendo, who I thought was a stud last year when he came in for CMC.
Yeah.
They also signed Patrick Jr., and I don't really think he's going to have much, but they did sign him. They drafted Jordan Watkins, a wide receiver. He's a quick one, sub 440. And then Mac Jones is making this year as well, which doesn't really mean much. But let's not talk about Mac Jones. Washed up. So questions about these guys after losing all these starters. First of all, biggest question: CMC. Is he even a first round pick anymore? Like, it's crazy we're saying that. Like, but is he even worthy of a first round pick? He's 29 years old.
He's going in like the middle of the first right now.
Yeah, he's 29 years old. Just the dude in the last few years, injuries. If you look at his attempts, 22, 23, he was 2023, 272 attempts, 50 attempts last year. Obviously, he was hurt, but he was injured in 21. He was injured in 2020, had a couple good years, and then injured again last year. So it's questionable. I think you're taking a big gamble on him. I think he still has that potential. I mean, he's Christian McCaffrey. He's a stud. But he needs to stay healthy, and they just lost all those offensive line people, though. So does that make it even more? Are you even more worried to draft from Cole, knowing that they don't have as much in that offensive line?
Yeah, I mean, it's not even the offensive line. It's also the injury, specifically the Achilles tendonitis, that worries me.
Yeah, didn't he go to like Germany to do his treatment?
Yeah,
or
he
something?
went to Germany, and it's a weird one because it's not like he pulled his hamstring or he tore a ligament. It's like this recurring issue. It doesn't get cured. It doesn't get sewn up.
Yeah, so that's definitely something. Oh God, I know that's a tough one. Like, I wouldn't be taking him early. I think maybe late. You're saying he's going in the late first round right now, Mox. I think that's.
He'll be late first round. He'll be right there. Someone won't be able to fucking do it.
Oh my God, no! And they did say they're saying he has no restrictions, but
yeah, and I guarantee you they do not even. He doesn't sniff the field in the preseason, but there'll be plenty of. There's already some clips coming out of their fullback. What's his fucking name? He was on the Ravens for a little bit, but their fullback's like, oh, he's never looked better, fucking this and that. It's like all these puff pieces already coming out about how good he looks. So they're gonna sell it. They're gonna sell it just like last
needs
year.
the title. Like, he wants it bad. In Cole's words, he would kill a baby for a title. So, well, I don't know. I'm gonna have to see. And yeah. All right, so let's talk about the wide receiver room now that Debo's gone. Brandon Ayuk. ACL, MCL injury last year. We don't even know when he's going to be back. Like, he's not going to be back, I don't think, for the start of the season, is he?
No, he's definitely not.
October,
Week 7
at
they're
least,
looking at. Week 7, week 8.
Yes, all right. So no Debo, no Ayuk to start. They did draft Jordan Watkins. He's a 5'11", 196-pound wide receiver, rookie, though. And then Jacob Cowing, his second year. He's fast, but those are your two guys that you're going to rely on for those first 7 weeks, along with Ricky Pearsall, who, as of right now, knock on wood, hasn't got shot this year.
Got shot.
Good. But yeah, if you guys don't remember, he did get shot last year in a robbery, so he missed the first 6 games. Definitely a fan favorite over there. Finished the year with 41 receptions, 400 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And he kind of did a few runs, kind of like Debo-esque runs where they draw up plays for him out of the backfield coming around. But I think he's got a decent year. I think that's, you know when he's going right now in mocks?
He's going late. He's going 10th,
Late?
11th round. Yeah. He was,
So-
yeah, I love Ricky Pearsall. I'm going to draft him everywhere I can. I might draft him a round earlier just to get him. I fucking love that guy. He looks like a white Des Bryant out there. I'm not even kidding.
So, I mean, your wide receiver room there, your big two are going to be, him and then Juwan Jennings, who had some crazy big games at the end of last year.
Big games last year, yeah.
One of them I lost to Sam. I think Sam Birch had him.
Right, I remember that.
45 points, and I lost because of that. So that was cool. I always play Sam Birch when he has his scrubs getting their biggest games, it seems.
Yeah.
But yeah, last year, Juwan Jennings, he's 6'3". He's taller than I thought. He was a 7th round pick. But yeah, last year, 975 yards, 6 touchdowns, 77 receptions. That one game, he had 3 in the same game. That's the game I played against him, of course. So he's a big red zone threat. They don't really have any big red zone threat. Like, he's the guy. I feel like in the red zone, they targeted a lot last year after losing Ayuk. So, I mean, they got George Kittle in the red zone. But once again, I think he's another tight end that has proven himself year after year, but he's also getting older and kind of slipping back in target share and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, their whole everyone's getting hurt. Ricky Pearsall has a hamstring right now, so you got to watch out for that. And Juwan Jennings is like, I want to get traded now because you're not giving me a deal. So it's
really? I didn't hear that.
There's some shit going on in there.
Yeah.
So Kittle's kind of the only man standing for that last man in the draft quarterback they got over there.
Who is going to be, I'm trying to, off the top of my head, who's going to be at quarterback this year there?
Purdy.
That's going to be, it is, yeah, they did sign to an extension, okay.
Yeah, Purdy's good.
I don't know, I feel like he had his glimpse of, what he could be, but I don't see him being, I don't think he's going to do anything special this year either. I don't know.
Yeah, they need, he's a guy that they need all the weapons around and a good defense for him to like. He's a game manager. He's like a lot like a young Goff, I feel like.
I don't really feel like they have those weapons right now,
No.
like to start the season. I think he's going to be, I don't know. He's going to have to, this is a year he needs to prove himself if he wants to. I mean, he just got paid though, so who gives a fuck, right? In his eyes, he got paid. He got extended.
There you go. Get that extension. But speaking of extension, we're at minute 45. Do you want to call it quits and we'll dash back up with another episode for the second half of the NFC?
Yeah, I think that's good because we got 2 more divisions. So yeah, I think that's a good start.
Fucking A. And hopefully I'll have my soundboard fixed by then so we can actually get some drops in here. And Cram's going to start working on his drops. Get some Ozzy drops, some Hogan drops. Yeah, man. Good shit, dude. Good shit. I like going back over this stuff. This is what the juices get. You get into the off season, you know the moves, and then when a player gets dropped, like last year, I was going through and I was super hot. I wrote down, highlighted Brian Thomas Jr. And then when I saw his name on the waiver wire, I was like, boom, boom, fucking grabbed him in a heartbeat. And you just know the backups that are worth it. You know the backups that aren't. Telling you, the Pursuit of Excellence packet will get you to a title. All you have to do is Venmo me $5 and you'll get it.
And that's $5 is only till the end of July. As of August 1st, this will go up to $9.99. All right, so you got to jump on it now. Where this is going to be posted in the next day. That gives you 3 days to Venmo full for this work. It puts a lot of hours into this. It should be more than $5. But you know what? Because you guys are such dedicated league mates, we don't, give you the homie hookup.
If you listen to the off-season pod, then you get the discount. So, cheers,
You wouldn't
boys.
have made it that far unless you listen to this whole pod.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, Cram, good shit, dude. I'll edit it up and I'll send it over to you.
All right.
What's your tag for goodbyes this season gonna be?
Are we still on the pod?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I didn't know if you're my tags for goodbye.
Yeah. Did you have a sign off? Did you have a new sign off this year?
I'll get one.
Yeah, you need a good sign off. And that's all, folks.